us for the Staten Island Chamber of Commerce series. Basically, today we have speakers that are going to talk a little bit about shopping for home insurance and home inspection. And we're partnering with today's webinar with the Staten Island Board of Realtors. The webinar is sponsored by our partner, TD Bank. I'd like to thank all of our speakers for joining us and taking the time. Buying your first home is very important, and there are a lot of decisions that have to be made. So we've segmented a number of different series on different topics. They are all on our website. So if you would like to look at other webinars on this topic on buying your home, you can go to the Chamber's website at sichamber.com. Additionally, we have two follow-up workshops, one on the 9th of December, which will talk about legal advice in closing on your home. And then we have a final one on December 16th that is really more geared towards homeowners that are dealing with financial concerns with their current mortgage during the COVID crisis. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Jillian Baldessari, who is our events coordinator, so that she can get the program started. Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the workshop. Today's workshop is with the Staten Island Chamber of Commerce, TD Bank, and SIBOR. We're presenting shopping for home insurance and home inspection when looking for your dream home. So I am going to pass it over to Scott Setaro. He is the SIBOR 2019-2020 president and broker owner of Weichert Realtors Evolution Group. Please take the floor, Scott.
Thank you very much, Jillian. Thank you, Linda. Thank you for the opportunity to allow SIBOR to be present at your webinars. So I am the Staten Island Board of Realtors 2020 president. Staten Island Board of Realtors is a professional trade organization here in Staten Island, the largest, quite honestly, with just over 2,300 members. And I'm just excited to be part of this. We have a great panel of experts that are going to help you navigate through the home buying process. As for me, tips that I could give you today would really be just in choosing a realtor and choosing the right person to work with, whether it's the agent or the firm that you hire. One thing about today is, technology gives us the ability to really be able to get to know somebody before we actually meet them or interview them for whether it's a buyer or seller of a home. So my advice to all the first-time home buyers out there today is before choosing a person, do your due diligence and see, there's a lot of information out there between reviews and history of transactions that you can pick the right person. I believe that the home buying process is quite honestly, in most cases, the largest purchase that anybody makes. So that experience should go hand in hand with that. And I think by choosing the right realtor, your consumer experience will be, what you want it to be. And that's pretty much all I really have to add today to the show. But again, thank you very much for incorporating the Staten Island Board of Realtors and myself into your home buyer series.
Thank you so much, Scott. Okay, I'm going to pass it over to Peter Chace. Peter, if you'd like to say a few words. He is the representative from TD Bank. He's a mortgage loan officer. Peter.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Jillian. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm a mortgage loan originator at TD Bank. TD Bank is committed to helping home buyers, particularly first-time home buyers, realize the American dream of buying their homes. And I also am dedicated in working with first-time home buyers is one of the favorite types of clients that I can. There's a lot of questions, but I like to help people, realize that dream of buying their piece of America and helping them get into their homes. And the topics today are very important. Home inspections and home insurance are critical aspects. Before you sign into a contract to buy a property, you want that home inspected. And we're going to learn more about what the process is. That part happens right in the beginning. And before you can close on a mortgage, you're going to need to insure that property. So also home insurance is a critical aspect of something that you'll need to have. And you'll understand more about how you can evaluate the right types of home insurance. So thank you very much. If any of you are looking to get started with the home buying process, I'm available to help you get bank qualified. And if you have any questions in general, I'm a resource. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Hey, thank you so much, Peter. Really appreciate that. Okay, I'm going to pass it over to Mark Loffredo. He is the president of Richmond Home Inspection and also the president of Post Exterminating. So Mark, go ahead.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. First home buyers I deal with on a regular basis. Now, Scott can attest to this as well. They are very nervous. They're getting in. A lot of times they may think that they're getting in over their heads, so they've got to do their homework without a doubt. That's why you need a good broker. Scott's right in the middle of Staten Island, so he knows the topography. He knows what's going on. What I always tell my buyers is my specific ideology is that the older the better. You get a 70, 80-year-old colonial in Westerly, it's going to be better construction. And I only say that for the fact that the materials that were used then, as opposed to the materials that are available now to builders, were much better quality. The craftsmanship was a little different, a bit more sophisticated. And this is one thing that I'll well, no, you know, I want brand new. I don't want an old house. Well, old house, this is a much better house. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some beautiful homes being built out there by some tremendous craftsmen, but they do have their downfalls. They do have their pitfalls. The standard engineered obsolescence on a new home right now is about 15 to 20 years before things start breaking down. I built my house myself. I put top of the line windows in the house. After about 18 years, they started falling apart. So you really got to be careful. You've got to do your homework. You've got to get somebody like myself who, first off, is educated in the industry. I have a bachelor's degree in building science. I studied architectural engineering in City Tech, and where 40 years later, I taught there as an adjunct professor. So you want to get somebody who's not only knowledgeable, but who has a formal background in the design professions, without a doubt. You want to get somebody who knows the local topography. Staten Island is an island in the back of a bay, so it's covered by, and it's surrounded, fed by tributaries. So if you go down, you look at the water down in Great Hills, you're actually looking at water that's come down from the Hudson River, the Routt River, Passaic River. This creates clay soil. Clay soil is extremely malleable. It's going to affect the way your house is going to settle, as opposed to, let's say, where our insurance broker lives up there in the mountains, where you're on top of shale, granite, and schist. These houses don't move. They don't settle. Staten Island's got a notorious problem with clay soil. So this is something that your home inspector has to recognize, that the houses are going to have oddball settling. A lot of it is inconsequential. It's not an extraordinary problem, but you got to look into it as well. So this is something that we will always stress to our home buyers. And we try to break it down so your average Joe can understand what we're talking about. They're not in the building trades and on the engineering or architectural fields. So they may not understand some of the technicalities. These are some things that we will break down for them so they will understand it. All right, and then we're going to move on to our insurance broker.
Here I am.
Thank you so much, Mark. I really
Hey,
appreciate
Don,
it.
my pleasure.
Yeah, okay, Don, if you'd like to talk, go right ahead.
Yeah. So it is a progressional event, isn't it? So the interested buyer, he first seeks the realtor, and I guess an attorney's in there, and then the home inspection, and the bank and or mortgage broker, and then every loan, regardless of bank, the bank is looking to protect themselves, and so they need insurance and to be added as a mortgagee to that policy. Most people don't even know what a home policy is, so just a little overcap. It covers perils. So it covers fire, lightning, windstorm, hail, vandalism, malicious mischief, burglary, theft, trip and fall liability, lawsuits, pipe freeze. No earthquake, no flood. Flood defined as external rising waters. But 9 out of 10 policies on a homeowner, primary owner occupancy, will cover almost everything else, unless, like Mark says, there's going to be age, there's going to be wear, tear, rust, corrosion, other issues why insurance companies will not cover a loss from that. So someone needs a homeowner policy. Where do they get it? One time, just to give you a little idea, there was like 657 insurance companies. There still are. Not one company is all things to all people in all territories. They become very niche, auto only, homeowner only and in different states. Some want to be in coastal areas, and 9 out of 10 do not. I have national insurance. I'm an agent directly appointed for 13 different insurance companies for the homeowner end, not because I want 13 insurance companies, but I need 13 companies to meet everyone's need, whether it's good credit, not so good credit, large home, modest home, coastal. And the definition of coastal is different in every insurance company. There are companies that have a 5-mile saltwater guideline. Saltwater means even in Travis on the other side, that's salt water. So they're out. Staten Island is not in their playbook. Other companies, a lot of the nationals have a 1-mile saltwater guideline, 1 mile, and that's in from all areas on Staten Island. I'm licensed in 7 states, so the guidelines are different all over, but specific to Staten Island, there are other companies that will go down to 2,500 feet, 1,000 feet, bring it on, the water is not a problem. There is different reinsurance costs, so the pricing can be a little bit higher. So what happens? You call your auto insurance company, and many auto-only companies do not do home insurance. They farm it out. And some of the most well-known, recognized companies, they only have a couple of companies because of appointment issues. For roughly the 12 companies that are doing business in Staten Island, where do you go? So yes, you could check with your auto insurance carrier. You can, there are people, what they call direct writers, such as Allstate and State Farm, who represent one company, and they deal with that one company. And then there's someone called an independent agent who is appointed with many companies to find the best company for that situation. Not any one company, and I'm not an employee of any company. I'm appointed, but not an employee. There is no one company best in all situations. As said, good score, bad score, claims, close to the water, home's too big, home's too small. Every company has their target on what they want to do and where they want to do it. So someone gets hold of us, we take down the sheet of information. We have to do a coastal risk meter. We get the city record for the square footages. We have to do a reconstruction costimator, which comes out with the amount of insurance you have to have. And then we go into the systems. And then certain companies have a threshold, a credit score. In the insurance world, it's called an insurance score, has to be over a certain amount in order to become eligible. Other companies, it can affect the rate, just like on auto insurance. And or mortgages for that matter. So the process is a simple one. We just take down name, address, date of birth. Some companies still need social depending on their computer networks. And then some other factors that are involved. As Mark said earlier, age of, some companies are very specific on the age of roof, age of your mechanicals, such as your heating service, electrical service, other factors. For rate credits. So the newer the home, you can get credits, or the renovation, you can get more credits. I don't want to bore you. I'm just trying to go quickly. But all these are factored in to the ultimate rate. And then we come back with whatever that is, and we stand by it. It's a guaranteed rate. We don't ever shoot a number that was not put through the blender, meaning coastal risk meter, the score, reconstruction costimator, and out comes the rate. And just clarification. So yeah, we're agents for everyone from Chubb, Hartford, Metropolitan, Progressive, Travelers, Hanover, Kingstone, Andover, Cambridge, Merrimack Mutual. Narragansett, I could keep going. But many of these companies, you can buy the product online yourself. You can call the 800 number of the company yourself. You could go through an agent. What's cheaper? It's all the same price. That's alarming. There's no price differential, whether it's through them, 800 number, online, through an agent. I always say, I'm not cheap, I'm free. And so you don't pay any money to us. We get compensated from the insurance companies direct. So having a number of companies to select from, I have no agenda. Whatever works out best for Mark is what Mark's going to get, and based on that situation, the house, as well as his characteristics of scoring. And that's somewhat simplified, I think. Sometimes it works out best to keep them bundled, auto and home together. Many times, probably 8 out of 10 times, it does not, because the home is in a coastal area, and that's a problem. And so some companies don't like that. And so it's a mix and match in our territory because of our unique environment, the island. Yeah. That's about it. I can keep talking, Jillian, but I don't want to bore anyone.
No, you did a great job, John. Thank you so much. No, basically, Mark, did you have anything else to add or anything else that you feel is pertinent to first-time home buyers about this general topic?
Did you just mute me?
No, I unmuted you.
Yeah. We also own Post Exterminating Company, which is Staten Island's oldest and largest pest control business. It started by my father in 1947. Part of our inspection, of course, is to do the termite inspection. And on average, we figured out a while ago that about 1 out of 3 houses that are over 25 years old either has or has had a termite infestation problem. Termites can move pretty quickly through a house. As I mentioned earlier, the older the better. And the reason I say this for is because the materials that we used 70, 80, 90 years ago, as opposed to the homes that are building now, the homes now are built with white and southern pines. A conical wood is very much softer, much more moisture absorbent, as opposed to some of the older woods, which are considered white hardwoods, such as Douglas fir and spruce, which the older homes are made from. And slab construction is another problem because slab construction has what are called sleeper beams, or beams that are embedded in the concrete slabs to keep the slab from cracking against the foundation to expand through expansion and contraction. So this is something else that will also create this type of a problem. And they're fairly easy to eliminate. We've been, for the last 30 years, been using baiting systems, which in actuality are actually killing the industry because they work so incredibly well. And what it is, it's a bait which is attracted to termites and sub-destroying organisms such as termites, where they have a pheromonal and a hormonal food attractant to them. The subterranean termites eat cellulose. They live on cellulose, which is a starch inside of the wood. This product will start out with a purified starch to attract them, and then it's changed out with a growth regulating compound, which in actuality, if I was to eat it, it wouldn't affect me whatsoever. It's growth regulated. So it stops the metamorphosis. It's about the greenest way you're going to go about doing this. We've been kind of gung-ho with the whole green pesticide situation, or lack of pesticides, for quite some time. And it works enormously well. So this is another thing that we've added to our arsenal over the course of the last 75 years. Okay.
Thank you so much, Mark. Alrighty, if anyone has anything to add.
Just a quick follow-up on the home insurance, if I could. A lot has happened with home insurance, and long-term Staten Islanders know it. There was many companies who have left the business or greatly reduced their business. I'm talking non-renewed half of their business. The most prominent auto carrier out there got out of the business. Other companies limit the amount of business they will take a month to 7 new lines a month. So there are companies who want to be there and those who are not looking to be here in Staten Island. I say it all the time, all homeowner policies are not the same. So there's, let's say 8 out of 10 have a 5% hurricane deductible. Well, there's another 4, 2 of which are the best rated, rated as far as AM Best rating, not to mention best quality companies. They have a 2% hurricane deductible. Some companies have packages of endorsements in there. Others are a la carte. It does require some shopping, and hopefully you have someone who will espouse the optional coverages to you and or what's in there, so that the interested buyer can write these things down and keep a chart. Always get the quote emailed to you. You have to get it emailed so a proper comparison can be done. You know, like my grandmother said, you're in the world of sales and never trust a salesman. So by getting it in writing, seeing the endorsements on there, and an proper explanation of what they are, it will become clear to someone. Yeah.
So thank you all for that important information. You know, as I started out in the beginning, you know, buying a home is probably the most important purchase of your life, especially your first home. I do want to say that, you know, at the and within the Staten Island Board of Realtors, there's a lot of experts, realtors to find, and also experts in their field. And as Don and Mark mentioned, both of them, both companies are located here on Staten Island, and it is easy to go online these days and find things, but you're not going to get the guidance by calling an 800 number or going online, and it doesn't cost anything different to actually have the personal service. So, you know, there's a number of different companies that are involved in the chamber, whether it's a realtor, whether it's a home inspection company, insurance company, mortgage companies. So if you're interested in looking at your options, you can go on our website and you can see them. You can also call our office. But I think it's really important. There are a number of steps, as it was alluded to, when you're buying a home. So an important thing is making sure that your house, when you get that inspection, that you're aware of any and all problems that may exist before you make that purchase, because it's a very important purchase. And then in addition to that, you want to make sure that you have the proper coverage, because God forbid something happens to your brand new home that you just moved all your brand new furniture in and everything else, and then you have, you know, whether it's a flood or a fire or something like that, you want to make sure that you're protected. So I think, you know, hopefully you found this information valuable to you. If you have any questions, we can provide you with the speaker's emails directly, and you can contact them on your own. Again, thank you for joining us today. And if anybody else has anything else to say, otherwise we can potentially close.
Thank you for inviting.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you to the attendees. We really appreciate you coming and taking a look at our webinar. But yeah, well, thank you so much, everyone. I hope everyone has a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.